I've been doing fun little projects with my friends like 3 years now, like on and off. I've been making things. So your girl know what she's talking about. The experiences and the personal knowledge that I have experienced is quite valuable. And this is coming from someone who is not, it's not a serious thing. I don't think I would ever monetize my projects like that, like doing creative direction for money. This is literally just for fun. I get to work with my friends. I have such a visual mind and so many unique ideas that I can just say something one day and then bam, I made a whole video about it. And this one coming up is an example of that. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bree, and today I welcome you to part 2 of my creative direction walkthrough, where I will be taking you through what creative direction involves by using personal projects and personal experiences to give you a glimpse on what to expect. If you haven't already, I have already posted up part 1 of my walkthrough, where I go through planning, developing your ideas, documenting your ideas, as well as creating your team. I give you some tips. I show you examples of my visual work, not just the end product, but the planning, all the messy part, all the ideas. I show you that. Today, we are going to talk about pre-shoot planning regarding scheduling, availability, what information to give to people, what information you need for yourself. I'm going to share some checklist ideas, things to consider, as well as dealing with certain emotions or situations. And then I'm going to show you some BTS of my project that I just finished filming. Ooh, so stay along, because even though this is part 2, these information is just as important to prepare you for your shoot, to be able to prepare yourself to work with a group of strangers. Number 1, responsibilities. Let's do a quick recap on what a creative director is responsible for, or what their role is in general. And this is just my definition and how I see it. Your job as a creative director is to simply have an idea that you want to produce, create, and your job is to find people, or if it's like just you, then period. But for most of the time, it is your job to look for people who are interested in wanting to help you produce that idea, to make that creation come to life. And you hold that team, you guide them, you work with them. It's all a team effort, but you are really the leader in this situation. You are also responsible for a lot of organizing, a lot of planning, so everything works out. During the planning process, for not only yourself, but let's say for the stylist as well, checking up on them, telling them if something is working, or maybe we should tweak this up. It's your call. So you are responsible for a lot, but don't let that overwhelm you, because everything is a step-by-step process. You cannot simply just jump to one thing and then to the other thing, and then you somehow manage to get to this shooting phase, because then it becomes disorganized. If you are working with a team, people are relying on you, they are relying on you to make it work. This is your idea, but it is your responsibility to help your team and yourself bring it to life. You're just like connecting like pieces of a puzzle to create this vision of yours, period. But what if you don't know what you're doing? That's where sharing responsibilities comes in. That's where finding your team matters. In my case, for this project that I'm working on at the moment, it's not doing too much. I'm the creative director of this. I filmed everything. I am the one editing this. What about the styling? What about the makeup? I don't know how to do that. I have 4 girls and they all have different types of aesthetics, and I shared my responsibilities with them. My project is really I would say like a free form, a lot of flexibility, a lot of individual creativity, and I allowed my models to choose how they wanted to dress. I told them, you can do your makeup however you want. If you want to do something new for this, go crazy. If you want to just do your normal makeup routine, go ahead. But obviously I asked them to send me pictures and their inspos in advance so I know what to expect when coming onto set. Styling and makeup is just off the table, and I feel like this is beneficial for them because, again, if they wanted to play around a bit, they have the opportunity to do so. The next step is scheduling / availability. Some things to consider in this stage is having test shoots, check the lighting to see if the vision is there. I'm gonna show you some examples on a test shoot. From my experience, I didn't end up taking photos for mine. I planned to, but I don't know, I think I was really leaning more into the video part. But when I did a test shoot, it was literally just me in my room taking random pictures of my plushies and trying to get the settings right on my digital camera. That's it. You want to keep your models, your stylists, and any other team members just waiting, you know, when you could have done it like literally a day before to get your settings right. You might waste time at the studio, or if you're on location, you have to consider moving physical humans and like equipment and everyone's bags and shit to somewhere else. And especially if you don't have that somewhere else planned and you don't have a backup, that's an issue. Okay, so this is one example of an inspo sheet that I have recently made for my shoot. So here I have my key reminders. It's a collaborative moment. It's not just my project and I just want you on board. I told them here and reminded them in person again that this is our project, and every time I film something, especially because it's my first time, I'm going to show you, and if you don't like the way you look in that scene, or if you think it just looks funky and I could do it better, tell me or ask me to try something else. Another thing is my style guide. I told them the little story. I mentioned that there is creative freedom here, so literally go crazy. That's my style guide. I don't really have any pictures because I feel like my wording says a lot already, and the aesthetic of each girl is pretty much different. And then I have my shot list. It kind of gives them, this is optional, I just wanted to put this here so they kind of get more of an idea of like what to expect. I shot all of these models individually, so they're not meeting each other in person, but I felt like it's cute to like let them know who else is a part of this project that they are in. Another example is this one here. Oh, I was looking at this before and this idea eats, but I never executed it because creative burnout before I even was able to touch this. But the mood board for the entire shoot. Over here we experimented with a test shoot that is in the dark but with very bright lighting to kind of replicate something like this or like these to see if we can actually do it. I gave a bit about the story. The next mission assigned is located outdoors, filled with plenty of greenery, brown that represent a forest. The team is actively seeking the hideout of the twins. Knowing that they are in a secluded area, the agents freely release their powers, represented through makeup. The location feels empty, silent. This will be shot at night with all 4 models. And then I gave a brief description on the styling brief. Here is the location, and then I've got my shot plans for action shots, still shots, and others with the style guide for each character. But yeah, I'm pretty proud of, even though I didn't execute this idea, this is so fucking cool. I've got the sizing down for everybody and their color, got makeup and hair. Yeah, like, this eats. But yeah, after I've dropped all the information, I've done test shoots and any meetups that needed to be done. The next thing is to honestly finalize everyone's availability. I feel like there's not really much to say. The only important thing is that obviously if there's a lot more people on the team who are involved, you have to consider everyone's availability then. So make sure you tell them in advance, weeks in advance, a month in advance if it's a big shoot, just so it's easier to expect and work with changes, like saying they are not available anymore on this date. Especially if you're booking a studio, you gotta make sure everyone is locked in. And quick story though, on this shoot, on my first one, I had my model literally drop out in the morning time. I was out my house and she gave me a call saying that she was sick and she couldn't pull up. The people who got on set first were my makeup artist, the stylist, and me and my co-director slash photographer. And my makeup artist, because she's in the industry like that, she was trying to look for models who can literally like pull up right now. And there was one option, if I can remember, but she was way far. She was too far. And I had my models like coming in soon, and oh my god, I had to step in. I said, okay, fuck it, I'm a model. And and I did, and I'm like, that was very spontaneous of me. But sometimes you have to act under pressure. Oh, let's just shoot you, because we can't cancel this. It was in the studio. We paid a lot of money for it between just me and my co-director. Not a lot of money, but like, money was invested into this, and we didn't want it to be a waste. The next thing I like to do is now consider checklists, starting to plan what I need. Everyone is going to be different in terms of what they need. I wrote down like 4 groups of things that you should and can consider when it comes to creating your checklist. One is props. Are there any physical props that you need to bring? If others need to bring, if they need to bring it, make sure to remind them. Some handy props to have on you are things like sticky tape, lint rollers. If you're in a studio, a steamer, pins to hold somebody's clothes. Very small but very handy things like that is something to consider. The third thing, personal items. Girl, make sure you bring some water, please. Bring some hydration. Water, bring some snacks. I always get a bit of the munchies during my shoots. If I don't eat during a shoot, even if I'm assisting, I go mute. The fourth thing, consider assistance. For my shoot, I literally just asked one of my best friends to just come help me with not only transportation. Thanks, Nina. Transportation. She helped me with holding the lighting. It's a good idea to have an assistant to ask for opinions. If you are doing something for the first time, don't be afraid to just ask your friend to like just be there, even for emotional support. You can just tell them to be there and just chill on their phone and just watch while you just make your magic. Pack it just in case. Honestly, who knows? You might need it, you might not. But in the case that you need it, at least you have it. Yeah. How to deal with nervous team members. I asked girls who didn't have experience to sign up because it was kind of a shoot your shot moment. I asked my models why they wanted to be a part of this. Like, why'd you saw my thing, what made you want to sign up? And the general summary, kind of step out of their comfort zone to try something new. And I really I applaud you for that. Cause shit, look at you. I picked you and I picked great. And look at you. You did that. Period. But that said, some girls were nervous, they were a bit anxious. And as the director, it is your responsibility to make your team as comfortable as they can. The first thing I did is reminded them that this is not just my project, this is our project, and your involvement matters in terms of stating your opinion. If your models and if your team are confident in the role that they're playing, they're going to produce better. The outcome will be so much better. Because a project where everyone is very anxious, they're a bit restrictive. Obviously, they're anxious in a good way where they want it to be great. They want to do a good job for you, but it's important as team leader to remind them that, you got this. So it's important to make sure every one of your team members are cared for and they are comfortable to whatever extent. Honestly, it depends on the person, but guidance is great. If they need someone to talk them through what they're doing, to show them the posing that you want, state that to them, that is an option. If you need it, feel free to tell me and I got you. Without communication, things fall apart. Let's be honest. If you speak to your teammates and you tell them that you want this and not that, they know. It's better to state how you feel, and things can then be changed and you don't have to settle for whatever just happened just then. How should I feel when it comes to shoot day? And to that, I say go in feeling anxious. Go in feeling excited, feeling optimistic, feeling worried. Do not back out. When I tell you, when it's excitement versus anxiousness, excitement will always top your anxiety. You're here, you're present, you're ready to finally meet your team members, to finally create, and that is so exciting. Maybe there are some people on set where this is their first time as well, and it's just a combined, where it's just a collective moment of a bit of uncomfort, but it's good uncomfort of stepping outside of our comfort zones, and that's great. That's a great feeling and an experience to share with others. You have to give yourself your flowers. You have to give yourself the credit that you had so much commitment to bring this initial one sentence idea into a full-blown shoot with people behind it. You have equipment behind it, you have clothes behind it, a graphic designer behind it now, and today is shoot day. Today is where you get to see visually your hard work come into creation. All this planning, all this developing of ideas, you did that. However long or however short that took you, you still did that. So, good job. You made it this far. So give yourself props is what I would say first. Second, when it comes to shoot day, again, come in with all those emotions. To decrease your anxiousness is to lower your expectations, not in terms of the value of the project itself, but it's more so if things don't come out as what you thought, it's okay. It literally is okay. What you don't want is coming into the shoot with this perfectionist mindset. It's very restrictive. You don't allow yourself and you don't allow your team members freedom to try something, allow for questions, allow for creative criticism from others, even from yourself. Like, tell yourself, this is good, but I can do it better. We can do it better. So let's shoot this again. As leader, you have to be able to comfort them, guide them to this vision that you have in your mind, and what they know what they're doing. So you have to remind them, you got this. I picked you for a reason because I know that you can execute this. Oh, words of affirmation, people. I literally asked my models, do you need words of affirmation? She's like, yes. And I'm like, I got you, girl. I got you. You got it. You made it this far. Now you just have to get through the shooting phase. And that is your shoot. That is your project. That is all you had to do. Period. But thank you for sticking along and waiting for part 2. Again, if you haven't watched part 1, I really urge you to. One of the main issues a lot of people find, especially if it's their first time as well, is finding a team. And in part 1, I do talk about where to find people and how to approach them in this situation. Throw in some BTS things at the end of this. Maybe enjoy this 2-part series. And if you would like further information about something, or even if it's a question of its own, drop it in the comments. I'll answer them there, or if it's interesting enough, or if you want a bit more insight, I can make a whole video about that too. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would love to do more creative videos, so if you have any ideas, again, drop that in the comments, and I will see you next time. Bye.
I think, you know what, we're gonna try.
You go.
And then move to the other side of your wardrobe and...
Hey.
Wait, no, I'll do the second line again.
Hi. Oh, it's hi. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. What are we doing tonight? Yeah.
Okay, that was a bit too dramatic. That's your practice one.
Oh, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Okay, angles.
He's done this before.
This is how you make your boyfriend watch stuff now.
She's flying. Give me some hand gestures as well. Like
Helmet.
3. Oh God.
Oh, ready? 1, 2, 3, and this.
You were fast as fuck.